music of South African singer and songwriter Muneyi has been described as a journey of love, identity and self-discovery, connecting his listeners to his own narrative of Tshivenda, folktales and modern sounds. His recent EP produced a collaboration with African vocalist Msaki, and the brand new EP is titled For the Boys I Like, which he describes as a revelation. For more on this, Muneyi joins me now in studio. Good evening to you. Welcome to Newsnight. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. So we're going to talk about the EP shortly,
yes,
but I want to go back to your start in this journey and where your love for music and for songwriting started. Has it always been something that you've been passionate about?
It sort of came to me, I think, in high school, late high school. I joined the school choir. I thought I liked things, you know, I was doing a lot of extramurals, I was doing debate, public speaking.
That's the best time, though, to figure out what it is that you like.
And then I joined the choir, I sang and finished high school, went to varsity to study chemistry. But I found myself skipping class, sort of like learning how to play the guitar.
This is not it.
I was like, this is not the one.
Yes.
Picked up the guitar, started playing the guitar. Took a gap year afterwards, sort of like think about what I really wanted. And then I think there for me, it's sort of like stuck that that's what I wanted to do.
Beautiful. And so for someone who hasn't heard your music, perhaps, how would you then describe your specific sound and the message that you try and convey in your music?
I think firstly also as a minority language speaker, a lot of people end up not understanding what I'm saying, but I would say it's very sensitive, very soft, even though you might not understand the words. The feeling sort of hits you. It's, you know, a lot of people say it reminds them of either a sad moment or a healing moment, you know, to say so. So it's very just soft, very gentle music. Yeah.
And let's dive into the brand new EP. You describe it as a canvas on which you paint your innermost thoughts. It sounds very vulnerable.
It is. It's extremely vulnerable. This is the part of my, you know, my art where I chose to share more about myself. My first project, titled Makuru, was me sort of, you know, giving an ode and paying tribute to my grandmother who raised me.
Yeah.
But I also felt, you know, in my journey as an artist, I had to share a little bit more about who I am and, you know, the things I love, the people I love. And it was just sort of like natural to start, you know, with romance, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Yes.
Hence, you know, For the Boys I Like, yeah.
But as an artist, how easy is it to draw from yourself these very deep and emotive feelings and very sensitive information, because these are your deepest, darkest secrets that you are unearthing and unveiling to us? It must be daunting.
It is daunting. It's quite scary, you know, and having to be vulnerable in front of a lot of people and having to share yourself like that. And you're not just sharing yourself momentarily, you're sharing yourself forever. These are songs that will exist over time, even after I'm here. It's really tough because sometimes you think you're sharing one story and to another person it's another, and you end up sort of like opening this can of worms that, you know, some of it, you know, it can be quite unpleasant. People saying, oh, this song reminds me of this moment, and you realize that's a moment that might be slightly darker than the moment that I had when I was writing the song. But also in the same breath, it's also so beautiful being able to connect with other human beings on that level. I don't think there's anything that can surpass that, you know. I see paintings and other art forms, but I think music is the one art form that really helps me connect with people. So being able to share that level of vulnerability makes me feel like I'm really connecting with other people.
And it's commendable because it's not an easy thing to do.
Yes.
You did mention that your previous EP was an ode to your grandmother. On this EP, there's a song titled Letter to My Father. And it speaks to your father being absent from your life, and that relationship cannot be easy to put into words. If you care to expand and share with us. So
in my journey of sharing about myself, I had to sort of start somewhere, and I figured, you know, as human beings we're all socialized, but our first, I guess, point of contact with the world is our parents. And growing up, I always wondered, I had so many questions, especially with my father not being there. Would I have been a different person? Would I have made different choices? Would I have loved sport or, you know, film? Would I even, you know, have, you know, been attracted to man? That was like another question that I was asking myself. And I felt it was important to start there to ask all these questions. But, you know, at the end of the song, I sort of like close it by saying, I wasn't looking for you. Like, at the end of the day, this is who I am, regardless of whether you were there or not. So
That's
the
beautiful.
essence of the song.
That's
Thank
beautiful, and thank you for being so vulnerable.
Oh,
You have such a beautiful and soft aura, and it's absolutely lovely to meet you. I wish you all of the best on your journey. You're going to be
so
performing
much.
for us shortly after the break. We
Yes.
can't wait.
Also
But
can't
thank you for your
wait.
time, and I wish you all of the best.
Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. That was singer-songwriter Muneyi just talking to us about the brand new EP titled For the Boys I Like. I'm sure it's available on all platforms. Go out and support.